Aaron, welcome to the Sticker Book Challenge. In front of you, you've got your very own sticker page with some big questions from your football career. All you've got to do is choose your favourite sticker from each to pop down. Ready to go?
Yep, done.
Okay, let's start with your first category then. It is icons. There's been some incredible goalkeepers in the Premier League era, but you've got to pick your most iconic.
Alisson Becker, Peter Schmeichel, Petr Cech, and Edwin van der Sar.
Okay, so the first question I wanted to ask actually was, did you always want to be a goalkeeper growing up? We see some pretty iconic keepers here that you may have seen growing up, but was that always the plan?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know why, just always, I think the first time I said to my dad I wanted to play for a team, he asked me what position I said in goal. He just kind of said, "Are you mad?" And I was just fine. He was like, "Yeah, sound, yeah."
And here you are all these years later.
Exactly, yeah.
Some quite different eras here. Who was your icon growing up? Who was it that you remember watching and were particularly impressed with?
So he was before my time.
Yeah.
I remember obviously Van der Sar was top drawer, and Petr Cech was probably the real years of me growing up and watching it. I was a West Brom fan, so we were down the other end of the table, so I never really saw obviously these two as much. For me, this is quite an easy one.
Okay.
I'm going to go Petr Cech.
Straight away, why are you going with him?
Probably someone I watched the most. Obviously, I think his record speaks for itself, especially what he did with the Chelsea team and that back four. I think obviously if Alisson carries on playing for Liverpool for the next few years, he could be.
How do you think he compares to?
He's very close, but I think
he's the best in the world at the moment, up there?
He's up there, yeah. But I think just purely on the basis that he's still playing, I'll sort of rule him out, just because these have got the retirement side of it. But yeah, Petr Cech is. Can I stick him on?
Yeah, stick him on. So in your list of the most iconic in the Premier League, he's going right to the top.
Yeah, most clean sheets.
And he gets the first spot on your board. Okay, Aaron, your second category is rivals. Now, you've played a number of big derbies throughout your career, but which has been your perhaps most enjoyable or your favourite to play in?
Arsenal, Tottenham, Bournemouth, Southampton.
Played on both sides of that one?
I have. I come out victorious and as a loser. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, and Chesterfield, Mansfield. That's a long time ago.
Bit of a throwback in there.
Puck, yeah.
I wanted to ask, we're behind the pitch now, and I always find it interesting with goalkeepers when you're right in front of the away fans. How stressful is that? Because you can literally hear everything, whereas the rest of the players on the pitch have a bit of distance from it, can block it out a little bit more.
More stressful in them games because you've only got about maybe 4,000 to 10,000 people, and you can hear every word they say. Arsenal, Tottenham's a bit more different. You know, it more becomes a bit of a blur. I'm going to rule this one out.
Okay.
I only played it as a youth team player. I unfortunately never played in a first team one, which I would have loved. But the actual derby itself is quite possibly the biggest out of them four, especially how close it is in the city.
You think you're bigger than the Arsenal Tottenham one?
I think so, just because of it's one city and two clubs, and this is more North London. It's more a bigger scale. There's probably more eyes on this one, but that one really, it divides a city. It divides families, as they all do, but that one is probably the most fierce, but I never actually got to experience it fully. So
okay, we're getting rid of that one then. Got these three.
I have fond memories of that one. As a Bournemouth player, I actually got my first and only assist in the Premier League down here in a 3-0 win. Let's not beat around the bush. That's my favourite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
My first ever one, obviously we won 3-1 at the Emirates. That one means a lot. That was a long time ago. I don't actually remember much from that game, but it was a long time ago.
It's a throwback picture as well, isn't it?
It is.
It's good.
I'm about 19, I think, there, so.
But Arsenal Tottenham's the one that's going into your top spot. Your third category is influence. Now, you've played on some great managers in your career. We're not asking you to rank the best, but just who's had the biggest influence on your career so far.
So Mikel Arteta, Chris Wilder, Eddie Howe, Gareth Southgate.
I wanted to first of all touch on the two in the Premier League. What were their styles like? Are they quite different as managers to work under?
Not really. I think all four are football mad, but these two in particular are football mad, training, tactical wise, where these two are possibly more man management side of the game. It was interesting. I think I was able to work better with Mikel after working with Eddie. He's probably the most far out in terms of every detail, meetings. As they all do, but he lives and breathes football, possibly more than anybody I know. If it's influence, then it has to be this man, Chris Wilder.
Gave you your Sheffield United debut.
Yeah, so I think first of all, he brought me into as an 18-year-old, he put me on the bench as a second choice goalkeeper. He gave me my first 2 appearances in the FA Cup. He brought me into a first team dressing room. He showed me all the sights of being a young boy in a men's world. And so if we're talking on influence, he got me into the game. So I've got nothing bad to say about any of these, and they've all given me a chance. You know, I got a chance to play for my country, which is a real honour. No one can take that away from me, and not many people get to do. So I can't knock any of them, but influence in my career, bringing me into the first team football as an 18-year-old goalkeeper, which is quite rare. Has to be Chris Wilder.
Let's go on to the 4th category then. This is best save. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? This one, some pretty good saves in there. Open it up, see what you've got.
Versus Liverpool, Mohamed Salah. You don't get many off him, so that's a nice one. Leicester, James Maddison. Versus Brentford, Nathan Collins. Liverpool, Kanate. So the same game as the Salah one.
This one was interesting because Schmeichel, who we were talking about earlier, he tweeted about that, didn't he? I remember I written it down here. He said, best save I've seen in years. When you see something like that from an icon of the game, that must feel pretty good.
Yeah, that was
and an incredible save.
It was crazy, to be honest. It's hard to explain. You know, obviously his son's at the other end. As much as I didn't watch too much of him, I know all about him. You know, you see all the highlight reels and you understand exactly what he was as a goalkeeper and how many things he won and things like that. Deep down, you know, it's a good save, but you know, it's a proper save if someone like him's tweeting. So it was a real special feeling. It was so early on in my Arsenal career as well. And
these two were from the same game, both pretty late on in the game as well, weren't they, to get a point out of that one. For me, like, that was just, watching that back as well this week, I was like, how did you do that? The same for that one. But it's your best save, it's the one that you want to pick, so where are you thinking?
Overall, it's going to be the James Maddison free kick. People have their comments on it saying it's an easy save or it's down the middle.
Those people, I'd love to try and see them.
I know,
make
I would love to see as well.
Put them in goal, see if they can replicate that.
The quality he possesses, we've had some good chats over the years about it. It's just one of them things. It was so reactive, and the fact it came back off the bar makes it always look better. The fact that it almost gets tapped in and gets cleared off the line makes it better. I've got some great photos of that actually up in the house. So yeah, I think for me that's my best save.
Let's move on then to your final category. It is defender.
Yeah.
So this one is about the favourite defender that you've played behind.
Okay. William Saliba, one of the funniest men in football. Nathan Aki, one of the nicest men in football. John Stones, I love that man. Big Gabby, I'm not saying your second name, mate.
Huge smiles for all of these players.
That's the hardest category you could have given me.
Head in hand moment already.
Honestly.
I feel like you're going to struggle. Should we try and help you out a bit? Let's go through them, shall we?
That's ridiculous.
There was the biggest smile on your face when you said his name.
Yeah, I sat next to him in the changing rooms. I was being number one and number two. He's just the most unintentionally funny person ever. He like mumbles or just makes noise like, ugh. Like, I did an interview once where I had to describe my teammates in a word, and it's just like, ugh.
What's he trying to do when he does that?
No, he just like sit there and just like, ugh.
In reply to people?
Yeah.
Or just out of context?
Out of context, replying to people.
Out of context, Saliba.
And then he gets like tired and he's like, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. And it's just like random weird things. He's so funny. Such a good defender as well. Young boy. Had a lot of troubles when he came over here in personal life, and he went away and did his stuff on loan, and now he's just flourishing in the league. And he makes him look better, and people disrespect him a lot. He's incredible, but he makes him so much better.
They work as a duo. They bring the best out of each other.
And them two don't really speak. As we're jumping, he didn't speak great English when I first joined. I remember teaching him saying, "Can I have a cup of tea, please?" "Can I have a cup of tea, please?" He used to say. And he's one of the nicest men.
Did he like a tea?
No, he hated it. He's one of the nicest men until he gets over that white line. He'll do anything to either save a goal or score a goal. I've seen him have his teeth knocked out a couple of times, and he's on the pitch after trying to find them.
Find his teeth?
Yeah, he's incredible, honestly.
What about these two then? It gets harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, as I said, one of the nicest men in football. One of the best 1v1 defenders I've seen. No surprise to me, he went to City and and showed he can play.
Intelligent player, what you're
So
saying.
intelligent.
Yeah.
He could play number 6, he can play centre half, left back. He'd do a job at right back for you. He's just football intelligence. And then this man is, I don't think we got long enough, I'll be honest. His family are incredible, he's incredible. I think I've got a personal love for him because he looked after me when I first went into England, especially on a personal level. Me and him get on really well. And there are certain people you put on a bit of a pedestal, and he was one of them for me. Just obviously being a centre half, the way he plays, played number 8 in the Champions League final, played right back, played centre half, can pass, can defend, wants to defend, as they all do.
So we're setting you the impossible task then, it seems like.
It's actually so tough.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm actually stressed. This is the hardest
We don't want to
one,
make you stressed.
easily.
This is not what we want from this chat. I can't, I'm trying to help you, but it's your decision. I can't really.
That's not even an excuse. I can't go Nathan.
Okay.
I didn't play with them.
Well, it's clear you love all of them and you respect all of them
absolutely
loads.
do.
So it's not a,
No.
it's not a picking a, it's not ranking them. It's just the ultimate.
See, what I was about to say is these two coming in a partnership, so I can't pick them two.
That's a
But
good.
that leaves, and then I've got to leave one of them two out. Who would I like to play again? Just do it.
Okay, you're
Rip the
committing.
Band-Aid.
You're
Band-Aid's
committing.
off.
And it's interesting because you said he's a player that doesn't often get the amount of praise you think he deserves.
No.
So that makes sense he's going in your
Yeah.
5th and final
I
spot.
love everything about him. He wants to defend. The way he defends, the way he celebrates is incredible. He's incredible on his own, but he's elevated him. Sorry, John boy. Oh. It's okay. He won't watch this. So
He'll
I'll be all
forgive
right.
you.
He won't watch it.
And you taught him how to make a cup of tea, or at
And
least ask how to make
his
one.
English
So it
is
makes
his
sense.
English has come on incredibly well. Where he puts sentences together.
You've only got one final sticker
I'd love to know what this
to
is.
pop down. Have a look and open it up for us. Just
Ah,
your
it's just
hero
me.
sticker.
It's just me.
There you go. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to chat through that. I hope it wasn't too stressful
No,
for you. And
thank
that
you.
was the Sticker Book Challenge with Aaron Ramsdale.